All right, so I found this video um, a couple days ago. All right, I found this video a couple days ago, and it's called NWO Secret Societies and Biblical Prophecies, Volume 1. NWO Volume 2, Illusion Money, now on this channel. So this guy made this video 14 years ago. Yeah, 14 years ago, 834,000 views it has on it. And yeah, this is about the New World Order, kind of like religious, conspiracy, you know what I mean? Everything I wanted mixed in one. So let's watch here and kind of get a backstory of how this all came about, I guess, kind of in a way. Little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit.
The limits of debate in this country are established before the debate even begins, and everyone else is marginalized. They're made to seem either to be communists or some sort of disloyal person, a kook, there's a word, and now it's conspiracy. See, they've made that something that should not be even entertained for a minute, that powerful people might get together and have a plan. Doesn't happen. You're a kook. You're a conspiracy buff.
Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The king of earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed. The king of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together. Mm, interesting. No, this isn't. It's interesting, dude. It really is, though.
A short introduction. I grew up leading a wonderful life. A fan of action and academics, I was an honors high school graduate with the highest mark in history award at 92%. I earned a double major in history while pursuing my education and arts degrees in 2 universities. Professors asked me to publish some of my essays. The future was looking bright
University of
until I
Manila.
realized that it's not what you know and how you can explain
It's
it,
who you know.
but rather who you know that counts.
Yeah, I could have told you
I
that.
watched my friends get married, buy houses, and start families, while I wondered how I was going to move out of my parents' house. I went back to school to study advanced woodworking and restart my career. It would take me a decade to realize that God had other plans for me. In June 2005, I had an awakening. While reading Matthew 24, I received the impression that what was being discussed in that passage could only be applied to events in our time.
Mm.
I searched Matthew 24 online to get other interpretations. One of those commentaries mentioned the word conspiracy.
Wow.
I was curious. I was instantly flooded with more than I could bear.
Infowars.
For 4 sleepless days, I tried to disprove every aspect of what I saw. I couldn't. If my worldview was a computer operating system, it permanently crashed. I had to rebuild my paradigm. This was no easy task, as I had a lot invested. What you're about to see is a result of 5 years worth of reading of dozens of books, listening to hundreds of podcasts, and reading thousands of articles. This presentation has cost me at least $5,000.
Here's the thing right there. He said too. It's like once you get to a certain point in life, and like you build stuff, and you have like a 9 to 5, and you build a foundation, and you build a home, and you have like it's like hard to do what you want to do. And I feel like sometimes people don't realize that, and they get kind of like trapped, and they don't live their full authentic life because they get put in scenario situations or whatever it may be, you know. Or they're just too afraid too. Like they're just too afraid. Like, you know.
And I'm giving it away for free.
That's the thing though. I'm not afraid anymore. I have no, you know, you can't have fear. Once you have fear inside you, if you have fear, you're already being controlled because you're being controlled by fear. So you have to live with no fear. Literally. Live with no fear. That's what you have to do. Otherwise, you're already controlled. The moment you have fear in you, you're controlled. You're controlled by fear. So if you're always in a state of fear, you're always being controlled by the emotion of fear. So stop being afraid. There is nothing to be afraid of.
Because I have invested as much time and concern on this project as others spend raising a child, I have occasionally been labeled obsessed. What these people don't realize is that I'm doing this for them. They don't want to see what I see yet. I finally understand how someone like Adolf Hitler managed to fool the overwhelmingly Christian nation of Germany into believing that he was doing God's work. I now know that Adolf Hitler was a large part of an agenda that is so massive that it can't be fully described here. You had better care about this plan instead of sports or soap operas, because what happened to Germany during the Nazi era, much of this...
The one who does not remember history is bound to live through it again. And that's why I believe that quote right there is why I believe they don't teach the truth in school, is so that we don't remember and we live through all this again and again and again and again. That's why misinformation, I believe, like misinformation and controlling the speech of people and the flow of information and how things are done. I believe this is why right here is for us to live through it again and again and again. They want to keep us in perpetual state of fear.
Presentation is a very intense history lesson that you may need to watch several times to fully understand.
Watch this 7 times.
Please be patient with
I don't
it
know about that.
and watch it to the end. It does get to a point, which is this. There is hope for the future. Leonard Ulrich, March 2011.
Oh, thank you.
What is at stake is more than one small country.
Bush.
It is a big
NWO speech.
idea, a new world order. Out of these troubled times, our 5th objective, a new world order, can emerge.
That's one I want to watch right there.
В своем движении в другом направлении, к новому мировому порядку,
I
к
think
новой цивилизации.
even that does not describe why the world has changed so much and why the world has turned so much toward a new world order and a new kind of civilization.
So I'm just trying to
1989, President
trying to
Bush
make sense.
said, and it's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order, and instead it looks like we got a lot of disorder.
Damn, dude. That's crazy, huh? That's an old clip right there. It's like on someone's cell phone, it looks like. Lived it. I was there. I lived through it. That's crazy time.
There is a chance for the President of the United States to use this disaster to carry out what his father, a phrase his father used, I think, only once, and hasn't been used since, and that is a new world order.
Crazy.
This was a stirring address, in my view, shorter than his father's speech when he announced the New World Order.
And then, is that Junior? I want to watch Seniors.
It's only now that we can begin to understand that the world order that globalization brings and what it's going to look like, it's driven forward now not just by the balance of military strength, the Cold War times, or ordinary political power. It's being driven forward by a seismic shift in economic power that we see around us.
We've got to give them a stake in creating the kind of world order that I think all of us would like to see.
Thousands of people gathered to hear Barack Obama deliver key foreign policy speech on his current European tour. The Democratic presidential hopeful laid out his vision for America's place in a new world order, saying he was speaking as a proud citizen of the United States and a fellow citizen of the world.
New World Order, Secret Societies and Biblical Prophecies. Coming live. The New World Order, Wars and Rumors of Wars, Volume 1.
This film is about 3 big ideas. Most of the evil in this world is highly coordinated and is fulfilling biblical prophecy to the letter. Historical and current events are being influenced by evil to make the appearance of the Antichrist highly probable within a generation.
So they, I don't
Though
know.
the world is not yet in an apocalyptic state, the forces of organized evil affect us all now and must be resisted like never before.
Yeah, they're trying to speed up the timeline.
This film is unique in that it systematically studies the origins, activities, and destiny of evil.
Damn.
If you're a Christian, and even if you're not, you should keep watching
sculpture right there, boy.
Reduce the effects of evil.
Holy cow.
Presentations in this genre make all kinds of predictions.
I agree. See, like, the world, you know, it's the world stage. They're staging, I don't say they're staging, but I believe they do stage and they do control events to make it seem like we're hitting certain prophecies in biblical times to speed up the timeline. Because for them, it's like they have so much power and so much control. They control their power is that they can control the perception of reality, and they control the perception of reality through cell phones, information, media, music, movies, TV shows, all those things. So if you're controlling the perception of reality and everyone's seeing a certain thing, whatever, then that becomes the reality. That's why it's a world stage. That's why art, you know, life imitates art and all those things. For that fact right there. It's because all our viewpoints across the whole globe is making up this one reality. My viewpoint, your viewpoint, that person's viewpoint, the person across the street's viewpoint. It makes all this possible.
Predictions about the future, most of which will turn out to be wrong. Instead of dwelling on the future, I'm going to survey the past. Once you know how we got here and then compare our present situation to what the Bible said would eventually happen, you might be interested in its solutions.
Okay.
If you think this is all fluff, then please consider the following question. If the Bible's explanation of evil is just a myth, then why are so many anti-Christians doing everything they can to fulfill that myth?
It's true.
Looks like we should study the New World Order.
You also can't have one without the other. Because if no one truly believed in this, it wouldn't exist. That's the thing. I don't think people will get that either. If no one believed in this, it wouldn't exist in the first place. No one. That means everyone believes in it. Otherwise, that's why it exists, because we all believe in it. Whether people want to admit it or not, everyone believes in it. Whether you're on the good side, the bad side, whatever side you're on, you believe in it.
The New World Order is like a rope. That rope is made up of cords of political, military, economic, scientific, cultural, and religious power that has always been pulling the world to a definite conclusion away from God. Recently, that pull has been getting progressively stronger. Each cord of the New World Order rope is composed of people at the outer layers who have no idea what the ultimate goal of those at the center of each cord is.
Right.
As people work their way to the center of each cord, the ultimate goal of those associated with the New World Order becomes clear. A one-world government, a one-world economy, a one-world military, a one-world society.
Yeah, that's a true ruling elite class right there. They would fully be in control of everything, and that's what they want, is to be controlled of everything, so they may never be dethroned ever again. It would be ultimate power, is what it would be.
One world religion, all in.
Because they're playing a different game than we're playing. That's the thing people don't get too. It's like they're playing a completely. Not only are they playing a different kind of game than we're playing, they're also living a completely different life than we're living. I believe that the billionaires of this world and the top millionaires of this world live a life that we know nothing about. I'm telling you, they live a life we know nothing about. I bet you have their bet you have their own underground roads, their own underground cities. I'm telling you, like when you hit billionaire status or like high millionaires, they don't live in society. I'm telling you, they do not live in society. They live somewhere else, away from everything. I guarantee it. And we know nothing about it.
Forced with absolute.
And this is proven from like, look at when you watch like those guys like Aiden Ross, whatever, and they have like tunnels in Hollywood, whatever, for celebrities to use so they don't get seen by the public. You know, Tesla has private roads only that Tesla drivers can use in some cities. So you're telling me the elite class of this world hasn't had that and hasn't used that for years upon years without us knowing about it, or have those things already? You know, like
control under a single world ruler. This goal is not democratic. In fact, most people will not want this goal to be pursued because it limits their freedom. In spite of popular resistance, this goal is being achieved through secrecy and progressive conditioning to make the public want this goal. There is plenty of evidence that this goal exists.
Pat Robertson has written in a book a few years ago that we should have a world government, but only when the Messiah arrives. He wrote, literally, any attempt to achieve world order before that time must be the work of the devil.
Yo, what's up? What's up, everyone? Hope you're having a good morning so far. Hope everyone's lively, enjoying the video, enjoying the stream.
Primary driver of the new world
a UN meditation room. What is that, dude? What is that, bro? Hold on, let's see if let's see something here real quick. I can do this. Hold on, watch this. See where it says UN meditation room on my screen?
Got it. I see the quote UN meditation room.
Right.
Unquote.
What's that painting in the background of that video?
That's the UN meditation room. The painting features.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. The painting in the background of the UN meditation room video features abstract shapes and patterns, creating a mystical vibe. It symbolizes harmony and peace, inspiring reflection. Intriguing choice for a meditation space, right?
Who painted that?
That painting was done by Bo Bardi, an influential Italian-Brazilian modernist architect and designer. Her work in the UN meditation room showcases her trademark style, blending abstract forms with an emphasis on harmony and reflection. Intriguing choice, right?
It's all right. I wouldn't say it's that cool, but it's decent.
Gotcha. It's definitely a unique and simple.
Okay, see ya. I just want to know who painted it, that's all. That's the AI, dude.
People act on what they believe.
That's the AI, my boy.
Is the means by which the New World Order funds its primary tool, which is warfare. We must first understand the tool of warfare before we can grasp the matrix of control being applied to us. Once we understand these systems of control, we can then understand the belief systems of those who are
banking and Illuminati, International Money Center Banks, Central Banks, International Monetary Fund, World Bank, World Conservative Bank, blah blah blah. Skull and Bones, Grand Orient Lodge, Grand Alpina Lodge, Knights Templar, Royal Order of the Garter.
controlling us. All this knowledge is necessary to form strategies of resistance to what you are probably not even aware of. But how did this mindset, control system, and tool of warfare get created?
Good question. How did it? It's the origins. Here we go. Rockefellers.
All secret societies trace their origins back to the ancient mystery religions practiced in Sumeria, Egypt,
Zach's photo
and
in the back of my background of my room.
Ancient mystery
Crazy, huh?
Were responsible for keeping a closed population in total
Crazy, huh? The Zach picture in my room was what they showed on TV on my stream. Weird.
Subservience to a small elite, which were worshipped as gods or as intermediaries between the masses and the gods. Knowledge is power.
It's true.
If you know when the next solar eclipse is going to
knowledge is the most crucial part of everything. Knowledge is power for the fact like once you know something is fact, whatever, it's hard to go back from that point. Like once you know inside yourself that that's fact, you can't go back from that point because otherwise you're living in a false reality. So that's why knowledge is power because once you know it's fact, you can't go back. End of story. Like once you know something is like I don't know, it's hard to explain, but you get what I'm saying though.
Occur and others around you don't, you can demand a lot from a primitive society when you threaten to darken the sun.
Or like once you know how to do something, you know how to do it. Like you don't unlearn how to do something. It's like riding a bike. Once you know how to ride a bike, you can always ride that bike because knowledge is power. You know how to do it.
People with secret knowledge of astronomy are going to try to keep that knowledge to themselves. The moment they share that knowledge, their power over any society is eliminated.
Yeah.
Large groups of people can be held in check by belief systems given to them by a tiny elite which keeps a core of knowledge to itself. This is why the most powerful groups in any society operate in secret. In fact, the word occult does not mean evil. It means secret. You are not supposed to know the secrets of the elite. Once you discover and verify these secrets, you'll be shocked at how
Brave New World, including Brave New World Revisited.
The elite control you.
It's true though.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people,
the word secrecy is pungent. It stinks in a free world.
Inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means.
You're saying there's a giant secret that is on covenant means, is what he's saying. But he's speaking in a way where it's kind of like hard to. He's speaking very well. A monolithic is like a large structure, you know.
For expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration.
They made a pact for expanding its sphere of influence
instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections.
Yeah.
On intimidation instead of free choice.
Yep.
On guerrillas by night instead of armies by day.
Oof.
It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations.
I'm saying, dude, that's what I was saying earlier. It's about fear, man. They're manufacturing fear to keep everyone in control. Because fear is the control.
Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised.
See, he says, dude, this JFK, bro. JFK, man.
Highly efficient machine.
Hold on, I'm just gonna let this play out because this is just
secrecy is repugnant in a free and
others around you.
I'm just gonna let this play.
You can demand
I'll just let it play
from
out, dude.
Primitive society when you threaten to darken the sun.
Hold on, sorry,
People with
1
secret
second here.
knowledge of astronomy are going to try to keep that knowledge to themselves. The moment they share that knowledge, their power over any society is eliminated.
No, we're making it real right here on the stream.
Can be held in check by belief systems given to them by a tiny elite which keeps a core of knowledge to itself. This is why the most powerful groups in any society operate in secret. In fact, the word occult does not mean evil. It means secret. You are not supposed to know the secrets of the elite. Once you discover and verify these secrets, you'll be shocked at how the elite control you.
I'm Justin with your morning wake up call, here live on stream. I found this, thought I'd share. The President and the Press. This is JFK, April 27th, 1961. Let's give it a listen. Listen, they're creating this is all about fear and how fear controls us and how they're manufacturing fear to keep everyone in control. Because once you're fearful, you're already in control. And listen to what he says here on what they're doing and how they do it. It's pretty spot on to today's, to what's going on today in this world. It's very spot on.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society.
The word secrecy stinks in a free society because nothing should be secret in a free society. Everything should be open in the air. Let it breathe.
And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies.
And we are, as a people, inherently opposed to secret societies, as in, like, the common people want the truth. They don't want to be lied to.
To secret oaths and to secret proceedings.
Secret oaths and secret proceedings.
And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy.
We are, hold on, what did he say? We are all ruled by the world?
Societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment.
Yeah, they want to conceal and censor what they're doing.
That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control.
And he won't allow it as long as it's in his control.
For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy.
We are opposed to a giant conspiracy. There's something going on he's trying to tell you.
Relies primarily on covert means.
That relies on covenant means.
For expanding its sphere of influence.
For expanding its fear influence. Yeah, man. Spot on. JFK, dude. This man.
On infiltration instead of invasion. On subversion instead of elections. On intimidation instead of free choice. On guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations.
Dude, he was, man. And you wonder why they killed the guy, huh?
Preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed. Government at all levels must meet its obligation to provide you with the fullest possible information outside the narrowest limits of national security. And so it is to the printing press, to the recorder of man's deeds, the keeper of his conscience, the courier of his news, that we look for strength and assistance, confident that with your help, man will be what he was born to be, free and independent.
Man. Like, dude, imagine being a dude. Imagine. It's crazy to think about. Like, imagine being alive when JFK was killed, man. Imagine how much hope he gave people. You know? That's crazy. Like what he was saying right there and stuff like that, and knowing like he was saying that to American people, it's pretty wild. I can only imagine how you'd feel back then, man. It'd be crazy. For real. Like to have someone finally in the White House talking like that and like being like, this is done with and we're done with secret societies and secrecy and we're going to tell the truth from now on and all this stuff like that and everything and basically tell you there's something going on that you don't know about and stuff like that. And then to like, man, I can only imagine, you know?
While other cultures were practicing pantheism, the monotheism of the Israelites kept them unique. When the Israelites were true to their faith, they prospered.
That JFK speech was spot on, though, dude.
And practices of the surrounding
spot on
cultures,
to what's going on today.
The Israelites became oppressed by the
like dead on.
civilizations
It's
they
crazy.
had previously resisted. Those within Judaism who were tempted by the occult practices of the surrounding cultures became the vehicle by which secret societies continued right up to today. Practitioners of the occult within Judaism codified their beliefs in a sub-religion which became known as Kabbalah. On the surface, Kabbalism appears to be Judaism. In reality, it is the exact opposite of Judaism. The Kabbalah offers an occult counter-explanation to the revelations of the Jewish prophets and the history of the Israelites. The Kabbalah depicts Moses as an occult figure whose purpose was to initiate the Israelites back into the more enlightened and advanced teachings of Egypt. We must grasp this if we are to understand.
The Exodus from Egypt is, in fact, a picturesque description of the most consequential, far-reaching moment in one's life, the passing over from the corporal world to the spiritual world. Kabbalists call it the crossing of the barrier. A person who crosses the barrier discovers a vast world where the Creator and the soul converse freely, and the Creator becomes the person's guide.
Much of what is happening in Israel today. We must also understand that the teachings of all secret societies flow through the Kabbalah.
A girlfriend of mine was going all the time and to these classes. They're classes. It's the Kabbalah Learning Center. And basically the Kabbalah is the mystical interpretation of the New Testament. And she kept telling me about this really charismatic rabbi.
The Kabbalah is the mystic interpretation of the New Testament.
Named Eitan, who told these great stories, and she kept going on and on about it, and and I said, listen, Susan, I'm not even Jewish. Why are you telling me these things? And she's like, you don't have to be Jewish. Just come and take a, study, and if you like it, well, you like it. If you don't, leave. So I did.
Those of you who have not learned what some call the deep things of Satan, I know your works, but I have this against you. That you have abandoned the love you had. And the soul which lies like the sea with 10 horns and 7 heads.
Jeez.
And a wrestling slain upon its head. And the beast that I saw was like a leopard. Its feet were like a bear's. And its mouth was like a lion's mouth. And to it the dragon gave his power.
Dude, what?
And the whole earth followed the beast with wonder.
What?
The beast saying, who is like the beast, and who can fight against the beast? It opened its mouth to utter blasphemous words against God.
Dude. Excuse me? What? That was at a Madonna concert? Bro, that's some old footage, because I don't know how you'd find that nowadays, man. That shit would be not allowed. Anyway, I think that would be scrubbed, I believe. This video is also really old. It's like 14 years old, so I've never seen that before.
The emergence of Christianity
That's crazy.
in the height of the Roman era became a problem for the Romans. The more the Roman government tried to suppress Christianity, the more Christianity grew. Please remember that the next time somebody tries to tell you that religion is just a tool of control. Because the Roman government couldn't eliminate Christianity, it eventually decided to merge its belief system with it. The moral decline of the early church can be traced back to the time when Constantine decided to become a Christian for whatever reason. The beliefs of the Babylonians, Egyptians, Greeks, Eastern cultures, and Romans infiltrated much of Christianity as the Roman government merged with Christianity. At the heart of this infiltration was Gnosticism. Gnosticism means salvation through knowledge, while Christianity means salvation through Christ. Gnosticism has always been the primary driver of the New World Order.
Crazy.
A military and religious order known as the Knights Templar was created in Jerusalem in 1118 by 9 French knights. Their official mission was to protect pilgrims on their journey to the Holy Land during the Crusades, and they participated in several battles in the Crusades themselves. The name...
Okay, 20 minutes is where we're stopped at for this video. I'll pick up tomorrow. I like this video. It's pretty good. That JFK speech, though, man, about the giant secret in society that no one knows about and how it produces fear to control society.